So we kind of put together a list for each team and their needs. I'm not gonna get into too much detail. I'm not gonna go over. It's not really gonna be a mock draft because there's just so many players and who knows what anyone's gonna pick. So we're just gonna kind of go with a general what they need, what they're gonna look for. So I have it in alphabetical order. So that's just what we're gonna. That's how we're gonna do it. That's good with you, Zombie.
Fine with me.
All right. So we have the Bears. So the Bears are their first pick is number 18 in the first round, and I look kind of over their team, and in my opinion, they need defensive line and they need a defense ends. So they need defensive tackles and um, and D linemen, in my opinion. So just looking at it, if we look at their defense, their starting defense ends are 73 overall and 67.
Oof.
That's rough. And their starting DT is 80, and their backup is 79. So I would imagine at that number one pick that they're going to try to get a defensive lineman because they don't really have one right now. So
Yeah.
they don't even have their ends that they have are just they're not going to do much with
It's
their
a little too late to
talent.
go on a free agency now, so.
Yeah, at this point, I'm kind of surprised he didn't go more aggressive towards guys, but he may just be in not have the money to do it. So, and this is their first pick. So, I mean, he has two second rounders, 3 through 7. So, I mean, there's plenty of, you know, he's got some opportunities to improve that defensive line because he has a great linebacking core. So if he can get a good defensive line to match with that good defense, that linebacking core, he'll be good.
I should send a deal his way.
Let's see.
I need a linebacker, so. I gotta D-tackle the trade.
Well, he may be interested in it. So moving on to the Bengals. So the Bengals, they got the number 16th pick in the draft. And again, kind of similar to the Bears. They need defensive line. And I put just DL, but more they need a RE. Their starting right end is their defense ends aren't bad. They have a 93 and an 82. But their defensive tackle's 83. So, they may try to go improve that in the draft.
Right.
Their linebackers, they have two decent ones. So an 87 and an 81. And then their left back is not great. He's a 72 overall. So just kind of look at their team.
Who can't push the passer at all?
Yeah. So they're, everybody, and some people are going to go for the best player and other people will go for the need. So, but in my opinion, I think the Bengals really need to look at a linebacker or defensive line. You want to go and do you can start with the Bills next?
I can go with the Bills. Let me pull them up very quickly so I know like a little informed. It's always the hardest part is trying to find the right photo. There it is. Bills need a corner, outside linebacker, and O-line. O-line is probably one of their bigger needs, but they do have someone who can start in every position. It's going 76 left tackle, 71 at left guard, 82 center, 74 right guard, and 76 right tackle, which is like adequate.
Yeah, their O-line's adequate, but and I don't think they'd use number 5, which is their pick, to draft the O-line. It depends because they need a corner too and a linebacker. So
I would say linebacker is their biggest need.
Yeah.
Because they do have Tre'Davious White locked stuff out on the outside as a 99 overall.
And their backup's pretty decent.
Yes.
They're number 2. He's a 96 feet guy, so.
Yeah, so they can lock stuff down, but they're definitely missing that third corner, which you need nowadays. And but outside linebacker is 78 and 78 on their outside linebacker core.
Mm.
And I'm not sure if they run a 4-3, so they really also need another Mike linebacker, even though they also have Terrell Owens, 96 overall. It's in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he's solid. But their other two outsides are not good. So
he's the really only good linebacker because they run a 4-3, which is beneficial to them. But their only backup middle linebacker is a 70 overall, who can't cover.
He
rush.
has decent speed. So I mean,
he'll get some of those picks in the middle, but he's running at 65 man and 72 zone, and he can't. And he's got 55 power moves too. So like. He's just kind of. He's fast.
I doubt he starts him.
Yeah, I would hope not for sure.
It's
really hard to get middle linebackers.
His left outside's not bad. 83 speed, 87 acceleration, but it's still not. It's not incredible. So that's why I was like, safety, a linebacker. So if I had to guess, he probably goes linebacker at number 5. But
linebacker is one of the hardest needs to try to fix. I've gone linebacker every year in the draft, and I still can't get one.
Yeah.
I have one the one that I've drafted, but it's hard to fill.
It is. There's no doubt about it.
All right, on to Broncos. MHC himself, commissioner. His O-line is what you have listed here, which I would agree with, especially on the right side of that line.
He's really good on the left side, and he's really good in the middle. He's got a good center, but the right side isn't really. They're okay.
He's got a 76 and 75 on the right side. And then a 75 right tackle as well, and that's once again adequate. I was in a league where I started a 69 overall guard, undrafted free agent, which I like to call the Brown strategy. But
it's not.
It needs help.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to have another. It never hurts. It never hurts to have another good offensive lineman. For
sure, and he desperately needs a third receiver.
Yeah, he's got talent at wide receiver. Like he's got Michael Thomas. But he's not fast. Now he's 6'3", so for 89 speed for 6'3" wide receiver is actually not bad.
Yeah, I actually missed that.
And he has good release. So his number 1 and number 2 both have really good release. Mm-hmm. So and they're both decently quick and they're both decently tall. They're both tall, really tall. So
he does have a really tall receiving room.
Yeah, all of them are over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, the smallest one is Wade Snyder, but that's a 60 overall who'll be gone by the end of training camp. So they're all over 6'2".
Yeah, that's a big receiver. I just feel like, again, if you can getting a fast wide receiver, a really fast one, will help him overall.
And I know that you don't have this one listed here, but he needs a D tackle.
Let's see.
Kind of bad in my opinion, unless he signed one for agency that I don't know about, which is entirely possible because his team basically retires every year. His whole team just quits.
Pretty much. Well, he's incredibly strong in DE. He's got 2 of the best defensive ends in the game.
He needs some help in the middle.
Yeah, he does. You're right.
But they're also one of the hardest things to draft. Like, it's so hard to predict if a D tackle is going to be good. He signed Jarrell Casey, so that's actually a very good pickup for him.
Yeah. And he's probably like, look, I already have 2 great defense ends.
He just needs someone that can push the pocket.
Yeah.
Which there's a lot of those in this free agency class, actually.
So that might be a better guy to pick other than because I've put DB.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't really have a number 2 that's really great. An 88 speed number 2.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I would agree with you that his DTs need some help. It is even his linebackers. He could use some help at linebacker as well.
He had some good linebackers, but they were all like 40. So
yeah. Well.
But yes, he does need some line. Oh, he desperately needs some linebacker help too.
Yeah. Von Miller moved from linebacker to defensive end. So
right. Of course. Yeah, that's right. which was a good move. It's a very solid move for him.
Yeah. So with the number 9 pick, who knows?
I could see him going linebacker here. I think he waits for the
Yeah.
tackle.
Yeah. I think that
or
that
line, one of the two. That's my personal prediction, but we'll see.
I would agree with you. I think it's gonna be a linebacker, and or maybe the other position. Because I mean, if he's going with all my wide receivers are going to be tall, then he doesn't really need a wide receiver.
That's true.
If he doesn't care about the speed that much. Let's see. So going on to the Browns. So the Browns have the number 31st pick in the draft.
Right, of course.
And we put down that they really need help at linebacker and defensive back. So not really their entire. They have 2 decent left outside linebackers, which I guess one of them is going to play left outside, and one's going to play right outside. But their middle linebacker, there isn't one really. There's a 68 overall, and then their right outside linebacker is a normal Dev 76 overall.
And I don't believe you signed one for agency or traded for one that I can see. So
no,
I think he has to go there.
Yeah, and then I looked over the team and CB too, or defensive back. His fastest wide receiver is a 90 speed, and he's 88. And his next guy is 92, 87. So, not bad overall. But I think it would definitely help him to have at least another solid corner.
He's got speed, but he needs more.
Yeah. And I put DB instead of CB because I didn't realize that he actually has 2 great safeties. He's got a 99 overall and a 97 overall.
Jesus.
But they're just both playing at strong safety at the moment. So I'm guessing one of them will move to free safety in the regular season.
I imagine.
So I think we're going to probably see linebacker at that 31st pick. But again, sometimes it just comes down to who's the best player
available
that you have. So, so we move on to the Bucs. So the Bucs traded their number 2 pick, and they got the number 12 from New Orleans, and they have the 23rd pick as well from Kansas City. So they have a couple picks in the first round, so they can kind of maybe get 2 solid players in the draft. Looking at this team, they're pretty. They could use some depth in a lot of places, but I think their O-line is their biggest weak point. They have a couple guys who are decent. Their left guard's a 73 overall. Their right guard's 70 overall. They have a couple decent right tackles, but they're both 76, 77. So, when I look at the rest of the team, they could always use help in other positions. But I when I looked at it, it just seemed like O-line was the number 1 priority for them.
I feel like he might have traded it a little too far back too, in my personal opinion. 12 might be too late to get one of those top tier guards that he needs.
Yeah, if he's trying to get an O-line, but I don't think any of them will be there at number 12. So, I mean, who knows? But I would be really surprised if that happened. If he's able to get an elite guard at number 12.
Because I remember when the most elite guard, Aaron Goodwin, he won like number 2 overall, which he had. He had number 2 overall pick, but also I don't know if there's that elite offensive guard like we saw in Andrew Goodwin a few years ago, or Aaron Goodwin. Sorry. So I don't know. He might have traded back too far.
Yeah, he may. But I've seen some people get really good draft picks.
That's true.
They sometimes you just pick the wrong guy. You think the guy's a stud, and then he's not. And then later on, someone picks the next guy you would have picked, and that was the guy you should have picked.
And honestly, anyone he drafts will start on the guard.
Yeah.
You could pick up like a 5th round guard, and he will be like a 73, and he will start on his right side.
Yeah, then something like that happens maybe. So, we'll see. We'll see how the draft goes for him. I did the evaluation for your team, so I guess I'll go ahead and go over it as well.
Be brutal.
Be brutal.
I want to know.
So you traded kind of everything to your picks anyway to try to get some help in some places. So your first pick is in the 4th round. It's number 103. So that's a pretty late 4th rounder, I believe. So got a while before you can draft anybody. But you, like you said, you're not even going to be here. So
yeah,
you're kind of hoping the AI picks somebody really good
draft
for you.
forward, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I had put after looking at your team that you're linebacking. You need a linebacker. You need a couple of good linebackers.
I do. Too bad there's not any in this draft.
I don't know if you feel like there's any other places that you need to secure, but or is that do you feel like that's your top priority?
That's probably top priority. I've got 2 good strong free safeties now. I've got good depth in most places, I feel like. I've revamped my whole offensive line. So yeah, I think it's literally just linebacking core now.
Well, maybe hopefully get lucky and you can.
I'm just gonna hope mid-season someone's like, hey, here's this middle linebacker I want to get rid of. I'm like, here, I'll take it. But McLean is better than his average shows. I just moved him, and he dropped like 3 overall or 4 overall. So he was a better outside linebacker. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, hopefully you can maybe find some pieces over the year or something like that. So.
I'm going to need it. All right. What team is next? I believe it would be the Chiefs. Am I missing it's going to be a team?
Is Chargers.
Chargers, of course. All right, I feel like Chargers have a desperate need. Hold on, let me get to there so I don't say the wrong position. Honestly, I would go defensive line. Just depth-wise.
Yeah.
They have 0 depth offensive line. I don't know if that's changed this offseason, but this is before we advanced, so.
Yeah. I think they signed Spencer. They signed Spencer Bolston, who's the defensive end. So, the reason I put that is, I guess they only have a 4th rounder. Their highest pick is a 4th. They have more than that, but and then they have 2 decent defensive linemen, defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
They're not incredible, but they're decent. And then their defensive tackle's not great, but they have something there. Their CBs, their fastest CB is Patrick Peterson at 90 speed. Who they signed. And then their second fastest is Xavier Rhodes, who's 89. And Casey Hayward at the moment is technically their number 1 wide corner at 87 speed.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he's going to guard tight ends all year, that's gonna be rough.
That is true. I mean, but they do have farther down their depth chart. They do have fast corners.
Yeah, they do have a couple.
But they're also down the depth chart, so they probably won't even see the field that much.
Yeah. I mean, with that far in the draft, it's probably gonna be very difficult to find a fast corner. So
that can do anything else.
Yeah, that they might just be they might just shoot a dart and hope that whatever guy they pick is half decent.
Find a track star somewhere.
Yeah.
This man can run
fast.
Play corner.
I can't play corner, coach. Like, it doesn't matter.
You don't have to catch the ball. Just swat it down. You don't have to catch it. It's fine.
Yeah, so that might be. We'll see, but you are limited when you're only got a 4th round pick. So, that's your highest pick anyway. So,
I know that feeling right now. Is it Chiefs next?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's check out the Chiefs. All right, depth chart. You have linebacker listed, which I can agree with wholeheartedly. I would say defensive back depth. Actually, defensive line depth. Offensive line's fine. Quarterback situation's fine. Their wide receiver room could also be a retirement center. And they might need a number one receiver. So defensive depth and wide receiver is what I would say. So like really best available is what I would go with.
Yeah. I mean, their highest pick is number 55 in the second round. So again, really, really late second rounder. So you're right. It's probably going to just be who's the best guy. Let me grab him and see what happens.
They just need like one more 80 overall to stick somewhere in this, which they're not going to get that late, most likely.
Yeah.
So like 77 overall to slide in the corner room, maybe to get that third corner. Unless they sign somebody that I'm unaware of.
Yeah, like I said, they may trade. Like we were talking about earlier, they may move Kamara later to try to help a certain position.
That is also very true. I don't think
they could use a tight end.
Yeah, he could use a tight end too. Although you can get away with the 77 tight end, I'd say that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I didn't put it on the list because like you can kind of get away with a okay defense tight end.
I got away with a 73 tight end that made Pro Bowl in
wow.
the NFL because I just kept throwing like shallow routes to him and he would get like 9 catches a game. That's an exaggeration, but I would get good. He made Pro Bowl 2 years and got up to superstar starting at normal.
Not bad.
But I was forcing the ball to him a little bit too, so.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to force the ball to a tight end.
Yeah, you might. So, but yeah, best available for the Chiefs. This is how it's gonna be.
Oh, he stole Howard Burgess from me. All right. I think this guy was on my team. Pretty sure he was. All right. Who's up next?
The Indianapolis Colts.
Okay. Yeah, I've kind of lost the thing. It's down there somewhere. Down to the Colts. Also, I'm just gonna double check the recording. Yes, it's still working. Thank God.
Gonna be a lot of editing.
a lot of editing out empty spaces.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's pretty easy to do with Audacity and stuff if that starts working.
Oh yeah.
Or any editing software, I guess. Let's see. Let's find Colts in this list. So I'm opening like 3 different windows right now. You said linebacker or DB,
Yeah.
Which I can definitely agree with. I would also say receiver, but nah, he's okay at receiver.
No, yeah, I mean, he could use a little depth at defense man.
Linebackers could definitely use some help.
Yeah.
Honestly, his DBs look fine. I mean, he doesn't have like deep depth at corner or safety, but
yeah,
he's got good starters in place. Like, but could definitely use a backup free safety for sure.
I mean, he has a number 8, a number 19 in the first round, so he could very well get a decent linebacker and maybe a decent corner. Or,
I could definitely
with that number 8
that.
pick. He could very well get a decent corner, maybe.
I could definitely see that happening.
Let's see. So
I could see him go corner or linebacker with one or both of those picks. For sure.
Yeah. I think that's what he'll go with, either one of those, a linebacker or a corner. Probably what he's going to aim for in the top 10. Let's see.
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. Sorry, I went to another team.
Oh, that's where I was going. It's going to Cowboys. So the Cowboys, my division rival, the NFC East champions last year. divisional champions. Barely had a tough game against the Vikings for the NFC Championship. This is also a very stacked team. A lot of good players in a lot of places.
Oh, for sure.
So, they have the number 30th pick. So, when I was looking at them, I felt like they have a pretty good O-line, but there's a couple places they could use a little bit of a help. And then D-line, they're a little bit, they have some pretty good guys in a few positions, but they could use a little help. And they don't really have a good DT2.
Yeah.
And their right end he's okay. So, and their linebacker, they have two great linebackers. So they have a pretty good cornerback core and safety core. So I don't feel like they really needed too much help there. So if I had to bet with the number 30 pick, they'd probably go D-line somewhere.
I would. It's weird to say this, but I think they need offensive line help, which is weird historically to say for the Cowboys because they've always had amazing offensive lines every single time ever. But he really could use a good tackle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a great left guard. He's got a great center, and he's got a great right guard.
Right.
But his two tackles are okay. They're both young. So, but
I mean, Parker Givens, given time to develop, I feel like could develop into a very good player.
Yeah.
But this is last season. If he can get like a left tackle that's like a 77 overall for the pick, like that'd be great for him. Because I blitz a lot on the outside. Like that's how I played, and that's how I played him, and that hurt him last time I played him.
I mean, I know I even put pressure on his line, and I didn't have great defensive ends at all. So I think that's probably where he goes as a tackle, because his defensive line's pretty solid. He just needs maybe one more guy.
Depth
there.
Also there.
Yeah, depth. But other than that, I mean, he's still pretty solid.
Yeah, but I think a top tier left tackle would be very beneficial for him. Might be where you see the most effect. Kind of. Yeah. It's hard to see effective alignment, but most helpful.
Let's see.
There's a lot of C teams, so now we're on to the D teams.
Yep.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, who now have Odell Beckham Jr. as their number one wide receiver.
And Julio Jones.
Yeah.
I would also just like to point out a little fun fact about the Dolphins. The number of hands on the Dolphins team is less than 2. Average number of hands. I apologize.
Oh, really?
The average amount of hands on okay, I'm gonna restart and we're gonna edit that out. The average amount of hands on the Dolphins is less than 2. Just like to point that out. Wonder how well he's developed. 76, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the Dolphins definitely do not need wide receiver. They got
480 overalls.
He kind of fought with me because I was trying to, I was like, for Odell, this is the last year. He's worth way more than he would be if it wasn't last year. He wouldn't be worth as much. But I was like, I need a first rounder and I need a player to come with him. And so I got his left tackle. I think it was left tackle. He just did not want to move him. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's too much. I'm like, well, and at the time I have like 3 other teams who were talking with me about Odell. So I'm like, well, dude, I mean, I got all these other guys who are talking to me. I got a lot of other routes to go. And eventually said, okay, fine. Just send me. I had like a backup guard who was half decent. He's like, send me that guy and we'll do it. I was like, all right. Because for me, it was like, I get it top 15 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I felt it was a better deal than the others that I had on the table.
Right. but he definitely still needs a left tackle. I mean, a right tackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he has a 77 right tackle. He's definitely just moving over with Jake Matthews that he just picked up. So I want to call it the most pressing need.
Yeah, it is.
Because he actually had some very good free agent signings.
Yeah. It's not the worst O-line. I think he can kind of work with it, but it doesn't hurt to get another good one. And his linebackers are better than their overall because they're all very fast. So McKillen is 85 and 89. Fred Warner is 84-90. And then Shaquan Smith is 91-91, which is really fast for a linebacker. So, I kind of put that more because of the overalls. So, but those guys are probably still pretty decent with how fast they are.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was trying to get Snelling, that D tackle, from him because this was before free agency, so I was trying to, fill some holes with some trades, and he was arguing with me too. Like, he is very good at negotiating trades.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to him a lot on a lot of trades. So
I really do like what he's done this offseason. So shout out to Seymour.
Yeah, shout out to Seymour. I just win some games.
Yeah. And I think he needs to use more gifts too.
Yeah, definitely. His division last year, no one was over 500. I don't think not one team was over 500 last year.
I did not know that. Oh, yeah. Right, because Patriots made it the playoffs.
Yeah, because they were
6-10 or something.
They had the tiebreaker. I'm verifying that right now, but yeah, 6-10 Patriots, 6-10 Dolphins, 6-10 Jets, and 4-12 Bills.
It's weird when you're 4-10 and yet almost still in the playoff race.
Yeah. The Jets do have a new owner,
but they're not bad owners. Like, I think they just play each other really well.
Yeah. Well, the Jets is a new owner, I believe. The Bills is a new owner. Seymour's been around for a little, and then the Patriots guy's been around for a little bit. So,
yeah, also Seymour did retire for like 4 games in the middle, and that hurt him.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. So, that division is going to be interesting. I think Seymour with his signings, I think I'm gonna give an edge to Seymour to win the division this year.
I would too, but I've also played the Django quite a few times, being in a prior division with him, and he's pretty good at himself.
Yeah, he definitely is. I've played him a few times too, so that division is gonna be interesting to walk. Well, the Jets is really new, and the Bills is new, so
I don't even know who the Jets owner is. I gotta figure that out.
I don't
know
think
when I see the name, but I can't remember what his name is currently.
He's been pretty active, so he's one of the more active new owners that I've seen. So in a while.
Oh, it's Tom. Oh, shoot, it's Tom. All right, I knew that.
He's gonna be mad at you now.
I know. We've talked about something before. I feel like
he's very angry. You can just edit that out.
Yeah. Sure. Let's go with that. Also, another fun note we're gonna have to edit out. I'm probably gonna win my division with a negative playoff record. I'm a negative record as well in TML.
Yeah, didn't that happen last year? Someone won the division.
I wasn't there last year. I just joined this year.
Oh, let's see.
But I beat the Giants, and he was mad about it.
Oh.
I don't even know.
Let's see. Last year's the 49. Well, the 49ers is pretty good. And then the Rams were 8-8, and Seahawks were 6-10, and the Cardinals last year were 4-12. So that's gonna be an interesting division to watch too, since you made a lot of moves this offseason. The 49ers didn't do a lot this offseason. I don't think they did. I didn't see really anything that they did.
I haven't seen much from him. But he doesn't have to. He's a really good user in his own right.
Yeah.
Emery, he got 21 sacks on me alone last year and 9 interceptions. And in 2 games. So,
Man.
it was rough playing him. Not gonna lie about that one.
Yeah. I thought I had played him before, but I mean, you don't get to that record without being decent. So.
For sure.
Let's see. So
Move on to
we're
the
on
Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles.
I feel like the Eagles now will forever be linked because he has my team. No, I have his former team that everyone says he ruined, which I don't think he did, honestly. I mean, he traded away David Johnson, which was kind of rough, but whatever.
Yeah, that's right. He traded David Johnson. Remember that. I was like, what is he doing?
And then I don't think my team improved, but I got O.J. Howard, who I love, and I got Chris Godwin, who I love as a Bucs fan.
Yeah, O.J. Howard is a beast.
Absolute beast. I wish I had time to develop him because he could develop into something fantastic. But his run after catch ability is like no other player I've ever used.
I even looked at him and I was like, let me try and negotiate for him. Like, nope, ain't even gonna happen. No way. There's nothing I can give.
I don't think I'll trade him.
Yeah,
Especially
I
for
wouldn't.
last year.
He's too good. He's like what, 6'7", and he's fast.
Pretty sure he's 6'8".
Yeah, that dude is.
I can check. I wish I had time to, because I got here like 2 seasons in, so I didn't have really time to develop him. 6'6". Oh, wait, he had 999 yards. I was so close to breaking 1,000.
Yeah, so he's
Red
he's
Zone
one of the best
machine
tight ends.
too. He had 10 touchdowns, 9. How do you only have 2 in 2020? What happened? What happened in 2020 for my team? I don't know. 2020 was a weird year.
Let's see.
I only threw like 33 interceptions that year, which is very, very small for me.
Yeah, the Eagles are another team that has some good talent already, but their first pick in the draft is number 73 in the 3rd round. So they're gonna have a rough. They got a long time before they're gonna do anything. I think the NFC is going to be very competitive this year.
For sure.
The Cowboys have a very good team, and he's a very good player, but he also has to play. He's going to have one of the toughest schedules out of anybody. And then the Eagles and Washington were both right there last year. I mean, I think from what I remember, that all of us played the Cowboys very close in all our games.
Right.
And we played each other very closely. So I feel like it's just going to be like, okay, which team can actually edge out the win over the other team? So I still think the Cowboys are going to win the division. I'm just, me personally, is hoping to get to wild card or try to fight for that second spot in the division. But I think it's going to be pretty competitive this year. So, but the Eagles, they need some help at O-line. They have a few okay guys. They have a couple of decent guys on the right side. But the rest, they could use some help in those positions. And then their linebacking core is rough. They have they have 2 decent guys. Their middle linebacker's not great, so they really need some help there. They really need to look at a linebacker in their draft.
Right.
But they've got a long way before they get to pick, so that's probably going to come down to who they think is the best player on their board and roll with it.
And they're one left tackle away from having like a very high quality offensive line.
Yeah.
So it's the one missing piece of a otherwise very, very solid offensive line.
So we'll see if they can solidify that with a 3rd round pick. It's going to be tough to do that, but who knows? They might be able to find Jim late in the draft.
That's true. Falcons?
Yep, the Falcons.
Once again, one of the most inconsistently amazing owners in this league.
Yeah.
He'll have some great games and some not so great games. So
If it's the same owner, I think it is.
it is, I believe.
But I think I remember playing him in one of my first games, and he ran like 300 yards or 500 yards, almost 500 yards with Devontae Freeman or something. So he's, but you're right. He's lost some games. It's like, how did he lose? And then he destroys the next guy he plays. So
I played him when I just got in health or Hearth. So we both were just throwing long bombs all game because he was new when that happened. Oh, sorry, this was look at the season prior. I had a new deep threat, and he was a new owner, so we were tossing bombs to our new deep threat the whole game, and it was very close. But I should not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a very good user, so for it to be close was kind of also strange.
Yeah, he dominated the NFC South last year. He won. He was 13-2. He had one tie, which of course he's the team that has a tie. And then
do you think that was a force, or did that actually happen? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Most yards per game last year, though.
And then this year I just don't. The Panthers did get Barkley, but their defense is thin. So
I would predict Falcons to win that division.
Yeah, and with the Saints getting Tyreek Hill, I'd probably give the Saints to be number 2. The Buccaneers did have a good offseason, but it's still a lot that they have to overcome. So
it's not the greatest team to start, and they got worse as the season got on. Smithy took them over, and they're getting better. But
yeah, Falcons are just really good. So we say inconsistent, but he's 13-2.
Yeah.
So,
but then he made the playoffs and died.
True. So he's probably going to win that division, but maybe one of these other teams will prove us both wrong. So, but the Falcons have number 24.
So
I know for a fact that the Falcons are trying to trade potentially Deion Jones to get into the first round again.
Okay, that's bold.
I only know this because they discussed with me about doing it. So, so that's something that people may want to talk to him about because I know he put him on the block today. So, but I put here that they really need help in a few places. I kind of put that their defensive line it's rough.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
2 really old guys at edge who aren't very fast. Defensive tackle is okay.
Their moves aren't even that good either.
Yeah. Their linebacker core is decent because they have Deion Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But if he trades Deion Jones, then he's really going to need a linebacker.
Yeah.
His right outside linebacker is not bad, but he ain't great. His left outside is okay. So now he's got the number 24th pick, so probably D-line where he goes. Because I put CB, but he has Denzel Ward. So, but his second worst corner is not very good. So I guess that's why I did it. But I mean, he has Denzel Ward, who's one of the best corners in the game. So
for sure, 96 speed, he's killer.
Yeah,
93 jump as well.
Yeah, so probably Falcons go with a defensive lineman.
94.
Number 24.
Man, 97. That's pretty crazy stats right there for Denzel Ward. I'm just in awe.
He's my starting corner in my other league, and he's insane. He's just incredible. One of the best corners, probably one of the best in Madden terms. He's one of the best corners to ever be in Madden.
I would love just to put him on an island and just totally forget about him.
He's elite. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, like, God, you're still on my team? Awesome.
Let's see.
So, quick question. Why do you put the 49ers here if we're going alphabetical order?
I'm going based off so I just went off based off Madden.
Wow.
The Madden list of rosters.
So
yes, you're right. Technically 49ers would be what, first?
First.
Yeah. So
I don't know why it goes F4G, but I'm not going to question it. Or I guess I already have. I don't know.
I don't know why they're in the list there because all the other teams are in alphabetical order.
Well,
except the 49ers. Is it because they're San Francisco? But that would be all the way down behind the Steelers. I don't know.
Is it the E? No, because then they'd be behind Eagles.
That's where they are in the list. I don't know why, but I just go based off the roster list. If you go down the roster list, that's where
this man is hard to stop. First-hand experience, this man is very, very hard to stop. He's got the best defense I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's really good. That's all people talked about.
Really, really
last
well.
year.
This man forced 21 sacks and 9 interceptions in 2 games against me.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. My line sucks. My quarterbacking was off.
I guess that's why we
all series, all Madden 19 off. I just throw a lot of interceptions.
I guess that's why we didn't see him do anything major in the offseason.
Didn't have to, I guess.
Yeah.
I see what you mean by O-line. He needs a center.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a fine offensive line. I think everyone in this league could use O-line and linebacker depth.
Yeah.
Just with how Madden has happened to be this year.
That's almost pretty much a given for almost every team. There's few teams that didn't need linebackers.
I mean, Ruben Foster's a 94 overall in the middle of this field. Like, that man's going to pick off some passes.
Yeah. I mean, once I looked at the top 3 positions that they needed, just kind of like,
This man had 12 ints, and I can guarantee at least 5 are against me.
He's got the 27th pick, so I mean, who knows? But I would probably say he goes with O-line if he can, or tries to find a decent linebacker. That's probably what he does. Maybe DE. I know he was in talks to trading one of his defensive ends, so he may try to. He may have to draft one of those as well.
Oh, only one was against me. That's insane. I thought for sure it was more. I don't know. His corners had a field day against my, apparently. 10 sacks, 12 interceptions for Ruben Foster last year.
Wow. That dude is a monster.
That is insane. I've never seen something like that before. 10 ints is insane regardless, but then throw in 10 sacks or 12 ints, 10 sacks, that's crazy.
Is that what in real life? What happened? He got suspended or something, or is he out of the league now?
He was suspended, and then I think they traded him and another player of theirs.
10 sacks. Oh my god. And 12 interceptions.
Ruben Foster. It's his girlfriend was lying and got him arrested, and then reconnected with him, and then got him arrested again, and then apparently he was arrested 9 hours ago.
Oh dang! well, in Madden he's really good.
Because he keeps getting back together with his very toxic girlfriend that keeps lying and saying he's abusing her or something. I don't know the full story. I don't get what he does.
Good thing Madden doesn't have those kind of things that they're talking about in Madden 20.
Madden 20 storylines. Hype.
Yeah. Like, we'll see how that goes.
I can't wait till my 94 overall holds out because I'm not paying enough money.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen. Everybody's great players are going to be like, I don't want to play for you.
Actually, I'm actually excited for storylines. I'm kind of joking, but...
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's good. I mean, it's different, so hopefully it makes an improvement.
Ruben Foster got arrested 9 hours ago?
Well, I guess the 49ers really need a linebacker now.
I think we should ban him from the game, just for fun. Yeah, just to make Emery suffer, because I'm all down with that.
It's funny, in one of my leagues I was the Chiefs, so I renamed Kareem Hunt Jamal Charles Jr.
That's actually pretty funny.
Just so
Man, that guy could have been so much more if he wasn't always hurt.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he had an ACL tear and he just never recovered, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Kareem?
No, Charles.
Oh yeah. Well, he still was great. I mean, I think he's still considered one of the best chief running back.
Yeah, but he pulled his ACL or tore his ACL or something and did something. I mean, he still had 11 seasons, so I can't say he was bad. 7,000 career yards, 44 touchdowns. That's good career stats.
Yeah.
Wait, he was drafted? No, he went to Jacksonville for a year and the Broncos for a year. That's just I hate when that happens because he finished his career as a Jaguar, not a Chief. I mean, as a Bucs fan, it happens all the time to us. So
yeah.
With Warren Sapp, Brooks did it, I think. Barber did it. Gerald McCoy will probably end up doing it. I don't know. Kick return touchdown too.
He has a kick return touchdown?
He also has 20 tackles.
Wow. That's crazy. You want to move on to this team called the Giants? Yeah. I don't know who they are. I don't know anything about them.
You don't know anything about the Giants. I believe that. Well, there's not that much to know, honestly.
Who's Patrick Mahomes? You know who that is? I've never heard of him.
I think I could walk in and be on a first name basis with the amount of players on this team. What he needs is bodies. But if we get into specific, you have corners listed here. I see the need. I don't think it's your biggest need.
No, it's not. I wouldn't say. Well,
wide receiver. Skill players is what he needs. Oh, they updated Daddy Leagues. Awesome.
The only reason I put corners because I don't love having Jason Barrett as my number one against the amount of elite wide receivers in the league.
Right.
That's why. You're right, though.
Understandably, he's an 82. I also have the same problem with Mike Hilton being my number one. He's an 82 overall. He's slow.
Yeah.
But you need defensive line depth.
Yeah.
You need linebackers. I think
I need a middle linebacker very badly.
I'm in the same boat there. We have very similar teams right now.
Yeah.
Offensive line is fine. That's the good part. That's the hardest part to make up.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I might try to get one if I can.
Guard.
But yeah, another guard. But actually, I was kind of thrilled that Armstead got released because he's 75 overall, but he's still pretty decent.
Honestly, this was a great year for O-line. And yeah, I went last year. There was the greatest was my own guy, and he was like a 72 center that I'd cut because I'm like, I don't need to pay this man $5 million or something.
Yeah.
And then I cut him again this year because I re-signed him.
But I mean, Armstead's 79 speed, 84 acceleration. That's insane for a guard. That's really fast.
That is very fast for a guard.
I'm paying him nothing. I'm paying him $2 million total. I mean, it's pocket change. So, I mean, no, he's not elite like he used to be, but I feel pretty good about that. If I can't find a great guard in the draft, I feel pretty good about the line.
Yeah, for sure.
And you see why I put wide receiver as well.
Yeah, because your second and third are retired almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is your average age of receiver? I think it's somewhere in the 31s.
Yep, 29, 32, and 30 is the three at the moment.
So, I mean, you could definitely... I mean, this is one season left, so it doesn't really matter how old they are. But you could definitely use a good number 2, number 3 receiver.
Yeah, that's what the draft is hopefully going to help me with.
I can definitely trade you a backup running back if you want it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I feel like I probably will just pick up a couple free agent guys who are cheap. But I don't know yet.
I have like 70 people on roster, so if you need one or a few,
You don't have the problem I have. I have
I've
to
got
sign
the opposite.
another.
I had to cut some people today, but I do have like 4 running backs and like 5 receivers, like normal people. So
I mean, my current team is 34 players, so
I'm at 60. I'm basically double what you have right now.
so but
After
I'll be
cutting
right. I get the money.
But yeah, I would say receivers probably your biggest need because you're gonna need some depth on defensive line. Or an end.
Need a D.
Wow, really you need an end defensive. Very bad.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I see if I was you, that's where I'd be going. But I don't know your plan. But unless you start.
Well, I have 3 draft picks in the first round.
That is true. I did not know that. So I could see end receiver and Mike. Maybe Mike first. I can see Mike first. But receivers do go fast in this league.
Yeah, it just depends on who falls where. Because at 4, I don't know.
All the way. It's like what the Raiders had last year. This is like the exact issue the Raiders had last year.
Yeah.
Or this year.
I mean, all my draft picks are really after the first round are all early, so I like that too. So,
but this will be a very different looking team than last year for sure.
Oh, there's gonna be like 5 guys that are the same. So
yeah, the turnover is insane. So
we'll see.
Year 2 of my there's a year I just missed re-signing. I just absolutely missed re-signing. Like I just totally forgot it was the thing that was happening.
Oh yeah.
And that's what this roster reminds me of. Except you have good players. I just have whoever was left. But yeah, that's what I see. I see end, receiver, and Mike. That's the 3 position I see you drafting first round.
Yeah, depending on how the draft goes, it's probably.
I can also see you just going BPA the whole way down.
Yeah.
Because like
I'm gonna draft a quarterback from Duke at number 4.
I if you could trade Patrick Mahomes for a whole roster, I think you could do it.
I actually thought about it for a very slight second, and then I saw his penalty is $50 million.
Oh my God.
That's just his cap penalty.
$50 million penalty.
If I trade him, it's actually going to be $80 million because I have to pay his salary.
So basically, he is a great talent to have, of course. But
I didn't sign him
to a huge contract.
I didn't sign him for that.
No, I believe you didn't sign him.
Yeah, the guy before did.
JB,
and he's great.
Not the JB that we know, but it's like JC something, some British guy. But
the dude's got 99 throw power. 99.
I made him rage quit after scoring 50 points on him. Well, not rage quit. He quit the league after that. I was like, oh, my bad.
Just making everybody quit the league.
Yeah, although Saints beat me and then quit, which was no bueno. But
according to Madden, he's the number 2 rated overall. He's getting paid $20 million a year. I'm fine with that.
He's getting paid less than Russell Wilson.
And the tackle from the Jets.
And the tackle from the Jets as well. Wow.
Yeah. So I ain't complaining. I feel like I'm good with that. It is a little bit. I think I could have got him signed to like $18 million, but it is what it is at this point. So.
All right, I think we're like halfway through this list.
Yeah, we're getting there.
But you have 4 very early picks and 4, 11, and 14. So I think there's definitely potential for a really good draft. If you draft well. I don't know if you will or not. I haven't looked at your drafts.
I hope to God I do, because otherwise I'm screwed. This team is screwed.
Otherwise this plan has failed.
Yeah, and I'm just going to hope to go 4-12 like last year. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
All right, Jaguars. 2-14 season gave him the number 6 overall pick, which seems really far back for a 2-14 season.
I think
did they trade back? They probably traded back.
They gave the Raiders 1 pick, so
they had the number 1 overall pick, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think the Raiders traded theirs.
The Raiders always had a ton of picks. I don't know how he does it.
think that's what happened. So, but anyways, they had the number 6 pick. So,
Let's
so
take
they
a quick look at his defense is still pretty awesome. If I'm not mistaken, he needs a right tackle desperately. His starting right tackle is a 68 overall, Eric Flowers, which I think is hysterical. Eric Flowers is still starting in this league.
His left side is not bad.
His left side is pretty good.
But his
center's right 92 overall, which is awesome. But I still think it's funny that Eric Flowers is still starting in this league.
Yeah. Man, that dude, he's like, man, I don't have enough money for retirement yet. He needs more money.
I want to see his career Madden earnings. It's not going to be more than Joel Bittner's, though.
No, nobody. That dude, he should just
retire. Yeah, right now. He doesn't have to play. He signed a contract. It's all guaranteed.
It's all guaranteed. Yeah. See ya.
He just needs to sprain an ankle like first day of training.
If he gets injured for the whole year, oh my god! Jets.
I would die. I think I would die laughing.
The Jets would just cry.
The Jets would just cry.
He hasn't made that much money in Madden, at least.
That's true. Also, the Jags did sign Marcel Darius, who I know from personal experience is still very, very good, even though he's only a 73 overall. That man had how many sacks did he have for me last year? It was a surprising amount for how bad he is. Not bad in the way that bad, just
Who's that?
Marcel Darius. Why is he not on?
Oh, okay.
Oh, there he is. He's a 73 overall, but he still can move.
Yeah,
he's got 91 strength, so he had 4 sacks for me last year as a backup.
In 2014, he had 10 sacks in real life. Wow.
I mean, he's never had more than 4 sacks.
Yeah, since then, but still.
But he averages a forced fumble per year, pretty much. As a backup, he had 4 sacks. If you put him in a backup D tackle role in pass rush, he's actually a very solid role player on an already good defense. And he didn't have to pay much to get him. He paid $2.4 million for a solid role defense. I like that pick a lot. But his defense is very solid. He still has Jalen Ramsey, and then he has Dante Jackson and Adonis Hunt locking down his defense.
Yeah.
Outside.
Well, yeah, he's pretty good. I thought he could use a little more help at defensive tackle, and then at right end.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
His cornerback core is pretty solid. He's got Jalen Ramsey, the Dante Jackson. So,
honestly, this defense is very good. This wide receiving core, he could use a third receiver.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But you don't need a first round pick to get a third round receiver. I think he goes right tackle. That's where I would go.
Yeah, he may be number 6. So
he could definitely get a good tackle at number 6.
I mean, he does have DJ Chark, who's 6'3", 94 speed. So I mean, he doesn't desperately need to get a wide receiver, but could help to get at least one more.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think right tackle for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be a smart move for him. Solidify that O-line.
It's not the most fun pick for the last round, but
no, it's
guard
not.
or tackle, whatever's the best one there. I mean, he needs to tackle more, but Chauncey Paul is probably not going to cut it.
No, probably not.
By need,
he needs a right tackle, I would say.
Yeah, because I mean, he only put up 15 points a game last season.
Oof.
So
yeah, he needs help.
But he has the skill to fix that. I think it's this line, though.
Yeah, if he can.
I'm supposed to give him 97 rush yards. I feel like his defense is good enough. Huh.
Yeah, he probably goes offense with that number 6.
Yeah.
Most likely.
I agree.
The Jets also have the next team up. They have 2 first rounders. Okay. So number 10, and they got number 32 from Minnesota. So the Vikings traded him for, I believe that's when they traded Jamal Adams, the strong safety.
Yes, they did trade Jamal Adams for a first round. Yes.
Yeah, and a couple other guys.
Well, they're pretty still good at safety. They need a free safety. But it's not Eric Berry, which is a good replacement for him.
Yeah, but with the 10 and 32, so they have something to work with. They can get a top 10 player.
Ooh, they need a Mike.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely need that.
Desperately need a Mike linebacker.
Their defensive ends are weak. Not very good.
Yeah.
Very weak at
He's got
defensive
a ton of
tackle.
them, though. He's got quantity, not quality.
Somebody's going to win in the offseason, I guess. He's a little weak at linebacker, too, so he's got plenty to draft for.
He's been trying to trade that tight end for like 6 weeks straight.
Has he?
Neil Riley. He was a first round auto draft. A 73 overall tight end. That was a bit
6'8".
6'8".
82 speed, but it was a first round draft pick.
Auto by CPU.
Ouch.
I know, that's rough.
Yeah. But he ain't bad, but he ain't a first round pick, so
that's a 6th round pick right there.
He's got a crap load of tight ends too. Oh my god.
How many players are on this roster right now?
Probably like 80, and he still has $30 million left over.
Because he overpaid for Bitno, which we didn't even talk about. I don't think we've covered that one at all.
What, Bento?
No, I'm just kidding. He could use a left guard, a right guard. This looks eerily similar to my Jets team in another league, which is kind of funny. And a third wide receiver. He could really use a third wide receiver as well.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. Number 10 probably goes offensive line.
There's a couple of the holes he needs to fill.
There's some holes.
I think he goes offensive line and then linebacker, and then tries for a late round receiver.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good guesstimate what's going to happen. Though when the draft actually starts, things start going crazy. So.
And receivers go fast, very fast in this league.
And
like that fifth round receiver that I was talking about, the one that like blazed a super fast time, is going to go like round 2 or 3 for sure.
I know I'm going to have insane anxiety tomorrow because I have to make 3 first-round draft picks, and none of them can be screw-ups. So
that's fair.
I'm doing a lot of prep work for the draft, so hopefully I don't screw it up.
I'm not going to be here, so I can't really screw it up.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. You're good. The AI will probably
screw it up
for me. Watch, you're going to draft better than I will.
I don't even have to worry about screwing it up. The CPU will do it for me.
There you go.
Alright, I think we're on to Lions now. How many teams we got left? Quite a few.
Like 8.
That's
more than that. More than that. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
If I fall asleep at my graduation tomorrow, I'm blaming you.
All right. Well, we're almost certainly going to cut these 2 parts in half. Like the free agency and the trades and free agency, we need to put it in its own thing.
I'll wake up tomorrow. Who wants to edit this?
I can do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
I can put it. You have graduation tomorrow, so I can do it.
I don't have to be there till like 1, so.
Okay.
But if you want to do it, I won't stop you from doing it for sure.
Yeah, I got you. And then I'm thinking with the pre-draft, we can kind of we could maybe upload it to YouTube or just have timestamps for all the teams. So if people just want to go to that team, so people don't have to listen to the whole thing if they don't want to.
Okay, so I gotta send you this recording somehow.
Yeah. Let's see, but we'll split it. We'll figure that out. let's see, the Lions. So the Lions have one of the top three picks in the draft. So I've heard very little from the Lions. I haven't seen them do a whole lot this
I haven't seen them
offseason.
at all. I'm not gonna lie.
They've picked up a few guys, but they've been pretty silent. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with the number 3 pick.
I think they made a lot of smart, cheap moves.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul Richardson was the more expensive move they did.
Yeah.
Which is still a solid move. He's a solid receiver.
Yeah. You know, when you're a top 5 pick, that's when it's like it's really hard to guess what you do. Do you go for the best player or do you go for the best need? That's something I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow. So, you know,
Yeah.
if I look at his team, I think his biggest need is linebacker.
Per usual.
I mean, he's got an 82, he's got a 78, and he's got a 74.
Mm-hmm.
Now his 82 and his 78 are both decently quick, but again, their other stats are incredible. So I feel like that's something he might need to look at.
Right.
But also
center.
Yeah, I think I saw. Yeah, I mean he could use that too. He could use another decent player there. And then wide receiver, his wide receivers are okay, but his highest overall is at 80.
Mm-hmm.
At 6'4", 89 speed, which isn't bad for a 6'4" guy. Is actually not too bad. So it's hard to guess. I feel like he may go after if the wide receiver I'm thinking of is still there. I wouldn't be shocked to see if he goes after him.
I can see that. It's a lot of number 2 guys. It's not like a number 1 guy standing there.
But he also may go linebacker.
Yeah.
So, or even defensive back. So.
And he definitely needs a center.
Yeah. So I don't think he goes O-line because the rest of his O-line's decent.
Yeah.
In that first round.
That's fair.
But he'll definitely probably draft one. So
he's made a few smart moves this offseason, so I think he's got a plan.
Yeah. I mean, he's the silent killer. He's going to destroy all of us next year.
I don't know enough about the Lions, although I know that it's a very, very good division to play in, with Packers, Bears, and Vikings all being very,
Vikings.
very good.
Yeah, that is quite competitive.
Like, Bears is still a very, very good user, and yet he still might be the 3rd best user in that division.
Yeah, that's how crazy that division is.
And he's very good. Like, that's not a slight to him at all.
Yeah, but when you have the Super Bowl, back-to-back Super Bowl champions in your division, and you have the Packers who have just an explosive offense.
Yeah.
It's just, what are you going to do? So
I don't know. I haven't talked to the Lions. I don't know anything about the Lions, but that's a tough division to play in for sure.
Yeah.
And he's definitely better than that 4-12 record suggests.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Yeah, speaking of that division, another team in that division, the Packers.
Right.
So the Packers, I think the Packers are in a really good spot this offseason because they have number 7, they have number 20, number 22.
Every year he has 3 first-round picks.
I know. And he's also got an elite team already. He's got great wide receivers. Especially one. I mean, Maxi Bartel is arguably arguably the best wide receiver in the league, other than probably the Vikings guy.
Archambault.
Those guys are. I mean, they're both really awesome. So, but his O-line's pretty good. I mean, he needs a left guard. His defensive ends are studs. He's got good defensive tackles. He could use some help at linebacker, which I did put.
Yeah.
His corners are really good.
I wish I had this team for sure.
Yeah. He would need his safeties. I mean, his safeties are bad. He doesn't have really good safeties.
Right.
That's his weakest link, his safety.
How is Aaron Rodgers still in the league?
Oh, come on, man. He's a young 43 years old. Or whatever he is. I don't know
39.
how old he is now. 39.
That's more than
I
most
don't
people
know.
make in this game.
He is considered the number one ranked quarterback in the league. He can't run as fast as Mahomes, so I think Mahomes is better. And Mahomes is younger, so. But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is obviously a great quarterback.
Still got 96 throw power.
That's pretty
at
good.
39.
Old man
91
Rodgers. Still doing good.
Man is a beast. But I think he goes linebacker with one of those picks, or two.
With the number 7, yeah, I think he goes linebacker.
He could
I don't think...
if he feels inclined, could try to find another receiver.
Yeah, maybe.
If there's
maybe so.
a very tall 6'8" or something.
I see him going linebacker and then safety at 20 or 22.
Safety? That's true. I can see that.
He might go safety.
He actually does need a free safety pretty bad.
Yeah. So he might go safety at 20, 22. Or not.
Who knows? Who knows what he's going to do?
Or he might go wide receiver at 20 or 7. I don't know.
He could definitely draft that super fast 5th round receiver that I was talking about.
I would suggest at number 7 he goes linebacker, but
if there's a top tier safety, which I don't think there is, but if there is,
I didn't see any elite wide receiver safeties, so
yeah,
he probably goes linebacker first. I would have guessed.
Yeah, I honestly haven't even looked at the draft that much because I knew I wouldn't be here. So
yeah, well that makes sense. I've looked over a lot.
I can imagine.
Read a lot, so but yeah, probably just based what I think. But like I said, people will surprise. They'll make some like, whoa! Like I remember one year, I think someone drafted a fullback in the 2nd round. Like, okay,
it's 1,000 IQ move. We just don't understand yet.
Yeah, 3D chess. That's what it is.
For sure.
Let's see.
Oh, this is the Devin Funchess team now.
Yeah, the Devin Funchess team.
Or continuing to be the Devin Funchess team.
Yeah, I didn't put wide receivers in need for the Panthers, but they could definitely use with at least one more.
Yeah, but they need O-line help.
Yeah, their O-line.
They need left side offensive line help.
Their O-line needs some help.
And per everyone else, they could probably use some depth at linebacker, but it's probably not their biggest need.
Yeah, they picked up a couple guys in free agency, so.
That league is now updated, so.
Okay, awesome. They did give up. And they gave up Kelsey, so that's gonna be a hole. I think they're gonna miss him.
Yeah.
They did get a 1st rounder for him, but they traded him to get Barkley. So, I mean, it's it may end up working out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is actually interesting. So, like I was saying, that Barkley cost me like $20 million. So, the Panthers can cut him for $3 million in savings. So I basically paid the remainder of Barkley's salary. Yeah, to cut him, so to trade him. So that was
not fun.
Yeah, because my current cap is cap penalty hit is 35. I think it's 35 million. So yeah, that's why I was being a little bit frugal with my 29 million.
And we're finally moving back to the AFC.
Yep.
It's been a few teams. But now we go to Patriots. 6-10 last year.
Yep.
Take a quick look at the depth chart. I could definitely see let me see here. DB. They could use
linebacker for them. Oh, it's because they don't have a right outside guy. But they have a backups. Yeah, they got some backups that can play there.
Their backups are better than my starters, so I'm not going to talk about that at all.
Yeah.
But you're probably right. But I just don't want to give them credit. DBs could use some help. At strong safety.
Yeah.
Maybe
they,
Duke Dawson.
They need some help.
Maybe Duke Dawson can play strong safety. I don't know, but they definitely need a strong safety. They could use another corner. The corner is old. Except
they have the
Tyron Bond.
They have the 21st pick, so
I could see a second corner or a strong safety.
And I also put tight end, though really they don't desperately need one. It's just the Patriots are kind of like, that team is kind of like, hey, we need a tight end.
Yeah, I don't see them going one anytime early, but maybe third.
No. Yeah, something like that. The wide receiving core is pretty solid, so.
Yeah, it's a solid team. All in all.
So the other AFC team, the Raiders. So the Raiders have the number 1 pick in the draft. They traded it from the Jaguars. So they also have the second. They also have 29 and 33, which I didn't have this listed here. I think a trade must have gone through. But they have the first round pick, number 1. They have 29 and they have 33.
Wow.
So not bad. They could get 3 really solid players. So when I looked at their team, I said running back. I think they need a better running back.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And also because the Raiders kind of talked to me about Barkley, so I kind of know they kind of would like another running back. I don't honestly think he's going to draft running back number 1, but I think there's other guys on the board he's probably going to try to get. But there's a Heisman winner running back that is very enticing to pick.
That would be. I wouldn't call it the smartest pick, but it's definitely a pick he definitely could use.
What's that?
He could definitely use a top tier running back.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see linebacker being a huge need on an otherwise very flawless team.
It's pretty solid.
He needs a right tackle, but that's not a number 1 pick. That's like a number 20 pick or whatever he has.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he's either gonna go for the need for the running back, or he's gonna go for the best player. Whoever he thinks is the best player. So I have the running back pretty highly. I would suggest that he goes because I think the guy that should be the number 1 running back in the draft is elite. I think he's a great running back. So, so I wouldn't be shocked though if he doesn't go after something else and sticks with the guy he has, or just tries to find somebody half decent later on in the draft.
That's fair. I could see him doing something late as well,
but he's got a pretty solid team. And he's got 3 pretty early picks, so he can make some dent. He could put a good dent in his holes, and really, I mean, it's going to be tough to win that division, if you're anybody else in that division. So, we kind of talked about it earlier, but I think maybe the Broncos have a comeback year and they compete for that division spot. But I think the Raiders are going to pull it out. Just because the Raiders are consistently good.
Yeah. And boy, do I know this next team well.
Well, then you got them. It's all yours.
The Rams. I thought they were going to make playoffs this year. I really did.
Your division rival.
I almost beat them, though, with my backup.
He's got the well-known Frank Crosby.
Frank Crosby, who I wanted pretty bad. I'm pretty sure I passed on him though, which was a mistake.
Yeah. He's the best player that this draft has seen in this league, I think.
Everyone passed him because I thought he was older or something, but he was a Heisman-winning corner or something like that. I passed him, which was a huge mistake. But I did get a decent player, but like not that good.
Yeah.
I would agree that he needs a top receiver. He doesn't have a receiver over 80.
Yeah.
So, and when you play him, you can kind of see that.
I mean, he's got T.Y. Hilton, but T.Y. Hilton's 33 years old.
Yeah.
And is not his regular self.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and he does get injured a lot. I think he was injured last time we played.
Yeah.
He could definitely use linebacker help, but never stopped him before. He could desperately use linebacker help looking over this roster. Actually,
his highest pick is number 52 in the second round. So
I see receiver or linebacker.
Yeah, I think he tries to find a gem in that late second.
He needs a center also.
Yeah, he also needs an offensive line. So, but I think he tries to get a wide receiver in that second round.
I mean, his team's good enough. He'll be fine. He's a good user and everything, so.
We shall see. He may try to move up. That's something people may do as well. Move up, move back.
That's true.
Like that. So a lot of things could happen.
That's also true.
Once all the talks start going.
Let's see. Now we go to the Ravens, whose base is a 4.6. That's fun.
Yeah. The Ravens have the 28th pick in the draft, and then the next pick is 60. So a pretty late second rounder. So they really got to hope they can get a solid guy at 28. Like you were saying earlier, tight end is not the most important position. So I put that as one of their needs, but they probably could get away with who they have.
Yeah.
They have one really great linebacker. The other two linebackers are not good. So they really need to look at help there.
Not saying tight end isn't important. I'm saying unless there's a top talent, I'm not spending a first round pick on it.
Yeah.
But when the Bucs drafted O.J. Howard, I was ecstatic. But I just think it's not something you spend in Madden, especially a first round pick on.
Yeah, I don't. From what I'm seeing, I don't think there's a whole lot. I don't think there's a first round tight end. I don't think there is a talent. I don't think there is one. And then there may be a gem, but I wouldn't draft a tight end in the first round this year.
Yeah.
And I kind of need one. I have Travis Kelce.
30 years old.
But
wow.
Who is?
Hayden Hurst.
Wow. Old man. By NFL standards.
Yeah.
By Madden standards. Once you're 29, you're the oldest person on the planet, apparently.
CJ Mosley's 31. I always assume CJ Mosley is so much older than Hayden Hurst. From there. I don't know. Oh, Hayden Hurst was 25 coming out of college anyway.
Oh, wow.
That's because he went and played baseball for 2 years. That's right. That's why he's older. He came out of the draft like 26 years old or something. Because he was a pitcher at like the Pirates minor leagues or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. He went to college at like 21 years old.
Dang. Well, now he's the starting tight end for the Ravens.
Yeah. Because he got drafted, played baseball, decided he didn't want to do it after 2 years and came back. But wow, that corner room is good.
Yeah, they don't need help there. They don't need a
fast
draft
corner.
95, yep. And 6 feet tall.
And then Anthony Everett's an 80 overall, 6 foot with 94 speed.
Yeah, he's fine. He doesn't need a corner.
I'm just on for his defense.
Yeah. So, I mean, that 28th pick, I think he goes linebacker.
Yeah, I think he has to.
Goes. There's really nothing else he desperately needs.
He's kind of forced into linebacker territory.
Yeah. So moving on to Washington. So my other division rival. They're the only team I have on my list that I feel needs a quarterback. I think everyone else, well, there's one other team that we'll get to, but the only team I think needs a quarterback like desperately, because the guy they have is a 78 overall, and he's normal dev, so
He's not getting any better.
He's not getting any better. They have the 25th pick. I think they could get a quarterback at 25, and I think they could get a pretty decent one at 25.
I understand that. I could become that pick.
I don't know if they're currently bidding on any quarterbacks in free agency, but
did they get Russell Wilson? I mean, not Russell Wilson. Jameis Winston.
No, that was Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah. So they do need help in other places, but really without a good quarterback, you're going to have a tough time offensively. So I remember facing him last year. I think he had the same quarterback, and it was just he can't make throws. So he just misses too many easy passes.
This whole division has my number. They always beat me.
So I think that's what he should try to aim for. Find a gym, because I mean, looking at the list, I don't see anyone else who really needs a quarterback that would be ahead of him.
If I had a first round pick, I'd probably take one, but not this year. If we went further on, I would probably take one because Russell Wilson is getting up there. But I trade my first round pick, and this is the last season, so.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be a team that I'm not thinking of that's going to draft a quarterback early.
Like Lions or something.
Maybe so. Somebody,
I don't know who the quarterback is. No, they drafted him like 2 years ago.
Is it still Stafford? No. Oh, no, it's their normal dev.
Mikey Motto. I almost drafted him, but I didn't.
Yeah, so he may draft quarterback number 3. I didn't even think about that, but I just remember him drafting him, and I think he was quick dev at that time.
Yeah,
so now he's not. So he may very well go for a quarterback. So, but I think that's what Washington tries to get at 25. But they may stick with the guy they have or go free agent.
I think Dolphins go quarterback. Well, Dolphins don't have an early pick.
Yeah, Dolphins are 4th round, aren't they?
Yes, maybe because they need a quarterback. I mean, Marcus Mariota is their starter. It's not awful, but
yeah, 2nd round is the highest pick, so they may be able to get somebody. I think he likes Mariota, so I don't think he's going to draft quarterback, from what I know. But who knows?
You think someone new? Oh no, I was going to say maybe. I'm trying to look at the teams. I was going to say Saints, but then I realized they drafted one like 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, their quarterback's a superstar dev, so I kind of looked over some of them. I didn't look in deep detail of all of them, but so someone who has a young quarterback, but they don't like him, and they're like, "No, I don't want him," and then they go and get somebody else. Mm. So that could definitely happen.
Steelers,
maybe Steelers.
Yeah. I don't know what their pick is though.
Yeah, and I mean the other team I did have as QB potentially is Vikings, but they're such a late pick.
Yeah, that's true.
3rd round. It's the 3rd round, so they may just draft one for the fun of it, just to see if they can get somebody better than the guys they have, which they probably 81. Won't.
It's going to be 81 to start.
I highly doubt that happens, but we'll see. So the Saints, they have the number 2 pick in the draft.
I don't know what he's going to do. I don't think he knows what he's going to do.
He also needs a running back.
After trading Kamara, yeah.
So I wonder if what happens because you could see a scenario where the Raiders draft the running back he wants, and then he says, "Well, I'm not going to draft a running back now. I'm going to go get this player that the Lions wants," and the Lions is like, "Well, you got my guy," and then it just in this cycle. I think the Saints, if the running back is there, they'd get the running back. That's where I think they go.
I know he is looking at some corners too.
Yeah, he's talked to me about that too. So I know he's kind of giving me insider, and he needs a linebacker too.
Yeah.
So
He does need a linebacker.
Unless he's going to stick with the guys he's got.
I see a situation where he goes BPA, but I feel like he should go linebacker.
Yeah. I would say running back or linebacker. And he's talking about corner, and I was like, well, you have Marshawn Lattimore. And the rest of his guys aren't great, but, I mean, you have that one guy already who's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe try to find a number 2 later in the round, later on. But like I said, I think the running back that won the Heisman Trophy is one of the best guys on the board. So
I could see him going there too.
You know, and he's elusive. I believe he's a receiving back, so
that
would be like another Kamara again. So
I know Saints value speed, so that's something. Check the combine for that. I don't really know what it was. I haven't looked because I'm not picking, but
yeah. So, but again, like I was saying, when you're in the top 5, I mean, it's so hard to say who's going to draft you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, I've been there. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm going to draft yet. So
a lot of times I don't know until the day of. I'm like,
You don't really know until it gets to you, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is who I am.
Seahawks. I know this team also pretty well.
Played your other division rival
6 times, or something like that. Now this man is also very good. Ran over my headset. I don't know how to fix that. He as usual. Seahawks need an offensive line, but that's commonplace for Seahawks. Could also use defensive line pretty badly. And I would say a receiver, like a number 1 receiver. And I'm looking now, and that's exactly what you wrote as well. So, he could go strong safety also. And
their highest pick is number 51 in the second round, so they might try to get a safety there. I think they could definitely probably get one in the second round, just because I don't think there's a whole lot of.
He could go quarterback too.
Yeah, he could if he doesn't like Derek Carr, which I know a lot of people aren't a fan of. So,
I mean, Derek Carr has throw power. His accuracy is a little bit weak on the lower side. I mean, 86 isn't on the lower side. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still. I mean, I think he's half decent, but you're right. They may go for it.
But I think he could definitely go quarterback here. He could definitely go offensive. He definitely should go offensive line or defensive line.
Yeah,
he could go a lot of ways.
For him, it's going to be probably who's best on the board.
Now, if there's a quarterback that he values highly that wasn't taken in the first round,
yeah,
I can definitely see that happening.
May go try to grab him.
It's whatever. We'll fix it later. It's fine.
Let's see.
Only 1, 2, 3, 4 teams
we're almost
to go.
Done. We almost got it. I'm glad I didn't write more information down because this is taking a lot longer than I expected. Let's see. So the Steelers. So they have the number 17th pick in the draft.
They need a right tackle.
Yeah, they need a right tackle. They don't have one at the moment at all. They don't really have anyone who could play there that's that good. So they really need to try to get one. They could probably get an okay right tackle at 17, maybe.
I could see how that. Yeah, I see that.
Someone might, look over somebody. I mean, I know I had a draft in another league, and the first round I drafted 2 offensive linemen. They were both normal. Yeah. And in the second round, someone drafted a O-line who was a superstar.
That's unfortunate.
So it is what it is. Yeah. So you never know. You might get the lucky break with that. So otherwise, with number 17, if they see a corner they like, they may go with that.
I can see a quarterback still.
Yeah, quarterback as well. Looking at it again because their quarterback is Quick Dev. He's okay.
His stats aren't bad.
Yeah, so
He's definitely a pocket passer though. That's 72 speed. I know defensive linemen faster than
that. It just depends on does he like him or not, and does he want to stick with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if there's a good quarterback at 70, which there probably will be.
Honestly, there probably will be.
So,
but I know a lot of people have quarterbacks this late.
Yeah, quarterback is really not a position too many teams really need to address, it seems. Unless you just don't want to have a young quarterback. But we'll see. That might change.
I have Unk, so I'm set up for life pretty much.
There you go.
On to the Texans.
Yeah, they got they have the number 15th pick as their highest pick. Their CBs is pretty weak. Their CB core is really pretty bad.
Yes, yeah. And per usual, they also need offensive line, but what else do we expect from Texans?
Every year, they always need offensive line.
Some teams are just an offensive line purgatory, I think. Texans, Jets, Buccaneers always need offensive line help every single year that I've ever known it.
Yeah, I would agree. And the Giants until now.
Yeah, that's true.
Giants are
Cardinals
usually
too, honestly, man.
Yep, Cardinals as well. Dolphins, but they finally we all kind of secured that.
I think we all just kind of was like, oh shoot, we should just focus on.
Yeah. That was one of my primary concerns.
I traded my first round pick for offensive lineman, so I knew what I had to do. But corners, definitely. Offensive line, possibly.
Yeah, I mean he's got 15.
Running back, possibly.
Yeah, maybe that. I think at 15 he goes O-line. I don't know if there's going to be a CB he really likes. At 15.
Maybe a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Maybe round 2 wide receiver. I don't know about round 1. Maybe round 2.
Yeah, he's a little thin there too. So,
if one really catches his eye.
Yeah, at 15.
He could fall in love with the receiver, which, I mean, he probably shouldn't. But.
Yeah. I mean, you can't throw to a good wide receiver if you're in the ground.
Yeah,
so.
And he needs corners too.
Yeah, his corners is weak. I faced Texans in another league, and it's not the exact same cornerback core, but their corners is such a burden. I mean, and my team wasn't even an elite wide receiving core, and I just tore through his corners. I mean, it wasn't this Texans, but it was another Texans, another league, but it was just like you got to have good corners. You got to have at least 2 who are decent, or you're just gonna get wrecked. So,
Titans.
So we're second to last team.
Titans definitely need some D-line help.
Yeah.
And they also need a center, but D-line help for sure.
D-line number 1 priority for sure.
They
have a decent
right end.
Yeah,
2
right
defensive
end.
tackles.
Yeah, defensive tackle's bad.
Yeah.
They really need defensive tackle.
They're fine on linebackers. They could use a right outside linebacker, but other than that, they're fine. But they need D tackle and a right end or something.
They have number 26, so I think they could probably get a decent defensive lineman there.
They're in a good spot for a 77.
Yeah, something like that. So that's probably what they're going to need to look at, try to get. I mean, their defensive tackles are. I was surprised. I don't think I saw the Titans really bid on anybody.
I didn't either.
And when I looked over their team, I'm like, golly, you really should have gone after, because there was a lot of defensive tackles.
Still $40 million free, so.
Yeah, they had the money, so.
That's how much I had. I got 7 players out of it, so.
Yeah, they're
Ooh, okay. Trade's going in as we're sitting here.
Is there really?
Dolphins made another trade for Darren Pittman from the Jets for Melvin Gordon and a 5th round pick. And then the 5th round, the Bills traded their pick 1.5
Wow.
for AJ Bouye and Darrell Williams. I don't like that trade.
So the Bills traded their 5th pick. So the Dolphins trade. Are you talking about the Bills trade you don't like, or the Dolphins?
No, Dolphins trade is fine. I'm talking about the Bills trade.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Are you saying the Bills shouldn't have done it, or the Panthers?
Bills should not have done that. I don't think, unless I'm undervaluing.
I think AJ Boyd is not. It's not incredible. Not as good as he used to be.
No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oof.
Let me look at Panthers.
AJ Boyd is 88 speed, 6 feet tall. And the right tackle's decent.
Yeah, Darrell Williams, but he's old.
I'll give him that. But he is old. See, me and the Panthers, it was between him or his young center that was at 83 overall. I was like, it was a no-brainer. I'm like, I want to go with the young guy who's quick dev. You know? Yeah, I don't like that trade by the Bills either. But the Panthers
like that trade.
The Panthers should be thin at offensive line now. But they have the 5th pick, so you know.
And that's the thing at corner too. AJ was their best corner.
Yeah, so
he's basically a safety. What you talked about earlier, I think.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to hope at number 5, either good offensive lineman falls to him or right tackle.
I mean, it's a solid value, but they just thin themselves out at 2 positions when they only got 1 pick in return.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great trade. Like I would do it too, but now they have to make a choice. Now they're thinner at 2 positions.
True. And they have number 13 as well now.
Yeah.
So they have 13 and 5. So I think at 5 they probably go corner maybe, and then 13 they go guard or left tackle, or the opposite. I think it's going to be one of those.
There, who's 7 overall less, but he's better inline blocking, but a lot less pass blocking and a lot less run blocking. So they just made himself worse at right tackle and worse at corner. But it's it's still a good trade. It just seems like they just could have got another pick back.
They're just trying to get more. They're just trying to put bodies on the team, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting move. I mean, for the 5th pick, you could have got a lot more, I feel.
You could have got at least a first back.
Could have got a first back. Probably could have got a CB. And you could have got an offensive lineman. I mean, that is an interesting trade. I'm kind of surprised that one went through, to be quite honest.
I feel like the trade above that, though, is also kind of a wash. That one's a wash in my book.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, yeah, that's basically a straight wash. They got older.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Bills move. Give him a 5th pick, and it's possible that he might not be here for the draft, or he just felt like he wasn't going to get anybody he wanted at 5, but he could have got moved back, or just a little.
If you're
curious.
at 5, you can set up a draft board. You pick 5 players you want, and you'll get one of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So I don't know about that, but moving on to our final team. It's been a long time coming.
Did we talk Titans? We talked Titans, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk Titans. Yeah. Last but definitely not least, since they're back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
No, they're least.
They're least. They're defending champs. They don't have a draft pick to the 3rd round, and honestly, it does not matter. It just does
not matter.
They
need a center. They don't have a center on roster.
They don't have a center on roster. So I feel like he's going to use his draft picks to get some guys for depth, and that's going to be it. So he's got 2/3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's probably what he's going to aim for. In the 3rd round, could he maybe draft a quarterback. I don't think he will.
He could. I don't
Yeah.
think he will either because, I mean, Malera's not that old. Rutherford's not that old. And he's got Pratt, who's also not old.
Yeah.
So he's not like he's old there, unless he wants to get someone better. But he traded and signed both these players, so he must like both of them.
Yeah.
Also, he's probably done after the season anyway, so
Probably so.
I don't see him drafting a quarterback. I see he's drafting a center. That's what I see him drafting.
Yeah, 3rd round, he's going to go for...
I see him going 2 centers and just seeing which one he can get that's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. That's probably what we're going to see. I mean, like I said, the Vikings are already an elite team. They're going to be elite.
Team. It's a 94 overall team.
Yeah. So, if you're thinking they're going to be down this year, they're not. They're my favorite to win the Super Bowl again. So
I think that's fair. Do you want to make a quick division wild card prediction?
We can do that. I mean, this is pre-draft, so we can do one after, do one after. Let's see. So I guess we can start from the, let's see, the AFC North. We'll go down from there.
Okay.
So last year, the Ravens and the Browns were both 14-2. The Steelers were 7-8. The Bengals were 7-9. The Browns are really good.
The Browns are very good.
They gave the Vikings the toughest game I've seen anyone give the Vikings.
They almost won that. They should have won that game. That's what I'm saying. But
they should have won that game.
Germ also had a very good game as well, so it's hard to take that away from Germ.
Yeah. So I think that division's still going to be very close.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I give the edge to the Browns to win that division this year. And the Ravens will get the wild card. They'll be one of the wild cards in that division.
I actually have the exact same prediction for that. So.
Okay. See the AFC South. So the Titans were 12-4, Texans were 7-9, Colts were 4-12, and the Jags were 2-14. I think this division is going to be pretty similar next year. Titans win the division. The other 3 teams miss playoffs. The Texans maybe get over 500.
Yeah, I'm saying the exact same thing too. It's hard to argue that one.
Yeah. We did talk about the AFC East a little bit already. We had 3 teams that were 6-10, so Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and then Bills at 4-12. I think arguably the Dolphins had one of the best off seasons so far. So I think Dolphins win the division barely. And the Patriots are going to be neck and neck with them and the Jets throughout this year.
I would say the Dolphins win it as well, and I think the other 3 miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think any of the others make playoffs. I think it's going to be kind of similar.
A close division, but I think they miss playoffs.
Yeah, I think only one team is going to come out of the playoffs from this. And then, so I think it's a toss-up really between the top 3, but I'm going to give it the edge to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
just because of the offseason.
Plus, he was pretty good, and then he retired, so he lost like 4 games in a row due to forced loss. So
that's true.
Those numbers could be skewed a tiny bit.
And then the AFC West, I have pretty good experience in this because I used to be the Chargers. This is a very competitive division. The first year, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Broncos all had over 10 wins, I believe. So last year, the Broncos were 8-8. The Chiefs were 12-4, and the Raiders were 13-3. And then the Chargers were 4-12. I think the Raiders are going to pull out the division again, but I think the Broncos actually make a comeback this year.
Okay.
And they get the wild card. They get the second wild.
You think they beat out the Chiefs?
I think they beat out the Chiefs barely, but I think they beat out the Chiefs for the wild card spot.
I'm gonna say the Chiefs make it. That's my prediction.
Okay.
They beat out. It's close, but I think they beat out the Broncos.
Yeah. That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I could see either one of those happening though.
I mean, the Chiefs had a better season last year, so the Broncos did get Andrew Luck, so and the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill, so it's kind of like, I don't know if
That's
I love
true.
that.
That is true.
But there's some things that gotta happen. I mean, there's still draft to happen and things like that. So
yeah. Now you could be. I literally could see either happening. So you could be totally correct. So.
And who knows? The Broncos may burn and fall. The Chargers, I think, will improve a little, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and they're going to miss the playoffs again.
I can see that as well. New owner.
And then, so to the NFC North, which hosts the Super Bowl defending champion Vikings. The Vikings and the Packers have constantly been fighting for that division, but the Vikings consistently win it. I don't think that changes this year. The Vikings are win the division. I think the Packers win one more game this year, and the Vikings lose one more game. That's the most I could see really changing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Bears can pull out a couple more wins.
I think Bears are a sneaky spot for that third wild card.
Okay.
But there's so many good users in this division that it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. It's just the Bears and Lions are such a difficult division.
Yeah.
Making the playoffs is just not going to be easy.
I think Vikings win division, Packers win wild card.
Yeah.
First wild card, if I'm going to guess.
I would imagine so, but we shall see.
Yeah, and then I think Bears will be in the running for the last wild card spot for a while.
I agree with that. They were in the running last year, and they kind of fell apart. So,
I played them right at the end. I lost to them, but it was tough. They're a good team.
Then the NFC South, we kind of talked about earlier. The Falcons dominated last year, 13-2. Panthers were 6-10. Saints were 6-10. Buccaneers were 2-14.
Mm-hmm.
The Buccaneers had a pretty good offseason, but it's not going to be enough to overcome, I don't think, any of these teams. I think the Panthers, while they got some good players, they gave up a lot, and they're going to be thin in a lot of places. Yeah. The Saints, I think, are a sleeper potentially.
New owner, though.
New owner, that's true. So, Falcons win the division. Saints maybe contend for a wild card.
Okay. I can get behind that. I don't think they'll get it, but they could be there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to win it.
Will make a little bit of a presence as well. I think they'll be in the race. I don't think they'll get it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the Panthers do have some experience and everything, so with Barkley, there might be a new dominant force in that division. So, we'll see. And then my division, the NFC East. So the Cowboys last year were 14-2, who lost to the Vikings in the NFC Championship. Then Washington, they're 8-8 last year. They did get the wild card last year. The Eagles 6-10, and then me 4-12. We don't have to talk about that, but like I said earlier, the Cowboys, I believe, are going to win the division. I think it's going to be a race between me, Eagles, and Washington for the second spot and a wild card. Just because from playing all of them, I think it's a much more competitive division than the records show. So I think it's going to be a fight for the second wild card spot in the division spot, the second division spot. Cowboys are going to win the division. I think that the Cowboys, though, are going to lose a couple more games because they have to play a really difficult schedule.
That's fair.
But they're probably going to still win the division.
I'm going to say that I think the Cowboys win the division, and then all three of you compete for the next wildcard spot. Maybe if I had to make a guess, I'd say Redskins, Giants, Eagles would be like the order that I think I'd put that race in. But it'd be close for sure.
That's fair. I mean, look at my team at the moment. I can't say I think I would.
I don't think you meet the minimum requirement for players right now.
No, I don't. So I can't even. So, the draft is what's going to determine the fate of New York, the New York Giants, for sure.
For sure. I'll see what happens after the draft before I judge your team.
Yeah, we can talk about who had the best draft and all that afterwards.
Right.
And then NFC West, your division. So the 49ers last year were 13-3. The Rams were 8-8. The Hawks were 8-6-10, and it was the old Cardinals owner, correct?
No, it was
4-12. Was he?
I've been here for a while.
Okay, so and then you were 4-12 last year.
Yep. No, I was 6-10 last year, I think.
Oh, okay. Based off this, 49ers I think will win the division again. And then based off your free agency, and I think it's going to be kind of like you, Hawks, and Cardinal Rams all kind of fighting again, kind of like the NFC East, kind of fighting for that second spot in the division in wild card.
I would agree with that. I think 49ers won the division again. Just a really good user, and he knows how to play me really well, apparently. Then Rams and Seahawks and we always play each other really, really well. Like, I beat Seahawks last year, but he's also a much better user than I am. And then we split, and then I almost beat Rams with my backup quarterback last year. So it's just a very close division where I see the three of us all competing for, well, hopefully. I see them two competing for a wildcard spot. I'm going to throw myself in there because I'm confident like that. But I could really see a race for that last wildcard spot between really Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, Bears, and then you got you three over there. Like, I could see a 7-team race for this last wild card spot like it was last year.
There may be. I mean, to compare the AFC to the NFC last year, the last wild card in the AFC was 12-4. In the NFC, it was 8-8.
But there was 7 teams that were 8-8 trying to get in that wild card spot.
So it's going to be. I think the NFC is going to be more competitive for that second spot. Mm-hmm. In terms of like just so many teams are going to have a chance at that spot. I think the AFC, in terms of ranking, is probably not going to change a whole lot from last year. Like we kind of talked about, maybe the Dolphins win the division, or the Patriots, maybe something like that happens, or the Broncos could potentially beat the Chiefs out for the wild card. Yeah. But that's well, we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, for the NFC, I don't think the division winners will change, but the wild card race will be a lot more intense than it was last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. That's all the teams.
That is all the teams. We are done.